Hello guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. In this video, I will be making one of the craziest sculptures I have ever made. As you already know, I've been making a lot of sculptures of KSI and you guys really liked it. Even Speed and KSI himself saw them. The only problem was, no matter how crazy it got, you guys always wanted me to make the forehead bigger and bigger. That's why in this video, I will not only make Megamind, but also I will turn KSI into Megamind. If you're a KSI, please don't watch this video. Let's go. Alright, so let's start with the base, because as you know, every good sculpture also needs a good base. And I think I never really showed you guys how I make my bases, and I saw some comments asking for a tutorial, so in this video I'm not only gonna show you some crazy sculptures, but also how I make my bases. And as you can see, I basically always use the same size for my bases, which is like 6 centimeters. All I need is a bit of black clay and a bit of wire, and I mean, it's possible to make a sculpture without a base, but it's much easier with a base, and it also looks kind of cool, and yeah, it doesn't break that easy with a base. I don't know how I came up with this technique for the bases, but it works pretty good. I'm pretty sure I already made like more than 50 bases with this technique, and it never really disappointed. So yeah, I can only recommend this technique. After shaping the base, all you need to do is put it in the oven, and after that you're done. I was looking for the best pose for Megamind, and I decided for this one, and I could already start drawing a little sketch. I always do this before I make a sculpture, so I know how big I want it to be, and it also helps a lot with the proportions, so just another step I can only recommend. But it's alright too if you just print out an image of Megamind, that will work as well. But you know, I really like to draw. Before discovering clay art, I really enjoyed drawing. And since starting with clay, I kind of stopped it a little bit, so the sketches are a good way to continue drawing and improving my skills, as I don't really draw that much anymore, so yeah. As you can see, you will also need a bit of aluminum foil for a skeleton, so you already get the shape of the sculpture and to not use that much clay later. And we're already done with the base. Now we can finally start working with Megamind. First, I will make his black suit, and I will use, what a surprise, black clay for this, mixing with a bit of white clay. After mixing these colors, we should get the color we need for the suit. You all probably know Megamind, the weird looking blue alien with green eyes and a massive forehead, just like KSI. He's the main character of the movie called Megamind that was released in the year 2010, so 15 years ago. I haven't seen the movie yet actually, but people tell me it's a very good movie. That's why I did some research on Megamind, and that's what I found. He was born on a distant planet, but shortly after his birth, that planet was destroyed by a black hole. Luckily, his parents managed to send him and his loyal companion Minion off to Earth in an escape pod. On his journey, he encountered a fellow infant, who was sent in a far more advanced pod. From that moment, a great rivalry began, because that baby was Metroman, who I think is the guy that becomes the greatest enemy of Megamind in the movie. I don't know if it's true, but if it's wrong, correct me in the comments. Megamind crashed on Earth, landing right in the prison of the criminally gifted in Metro City. There, he was raised by inmates and educated in the ways of a villain. As a child, he was already incredibly intelligent, but often found himself neglected and outcast at school, especially with Metroman getting all the attention. That's when Megamind decided to embrace his evil side. He adopted the name Megamind and began creating elaborate plans to defeat Metroman, but he wasn't lucky, they never worked. Despite this, he never gave up and continued to outsmart his rival, who had become a superhero, using his intelligence to come up with new plans. However, things took a twist when, after seemingly defeating Metroman, Megamind found himself without a purpose. With no hero to fight, he became bored and depressed, which led him to make a drastic decision. He would create a new superhero using a serum made from Metroman's DNA to once again bring excitement to his life. But in the process, Megamind began to question his villainous nature and developed a relationship with Roxanne Ritchie, the reporter he once abducted as part of his evil plans. Megamind's journey takes him through a series of up and downs, including battling a new villain, Titan, and ultimately realizing that maybe, just maybe, being the bad guy isn't as fulfilling as he once thought. As you can see guys, it's always better to be the good guy. By the end of the story, Megamind finds himself fighting for the good side, taking on the role of a hero instead of a villain, and even winning over a girl. Now to his personality. So Megamind is extremely smart, but he also has a big ego. He often praises himself and loves showing off, but this can sometimes be his weakness as he reveals his plans too easily. He starts as a villain, causing chaos, but deep down he never really wants to hurt people. He only wants to be noticed and to win against his rival Metro Man. Over time he changes. After defeating Metro Man, he feels bored and lonely without anyone to fight, as I already mentioned before. Spending time with Roxanne, he begins to question if being a bad guy is really what he wants. In the end, Megamind decided that he wants to be a hero instead of a villain. So, looks like the movie has a good ending, Megamind becomes the good guy and everyone's happy. But why am I making Megamind today? I always wanted to make Megamind. I mean, not always, but I always had him like in the back of my head, knowing this would be like a cool project because I like the design of this character with the slim body and the big head. I thought it would look pretty cool in my collection, but I never really had like the motivation or the time to do it. And now, finally, I got to make him. And probably just because of KSI. In case you live under a rock and don't know KSI, KSI is one of the biggest YouTubers out there, but he's also a filmmaker, an actor, a musician, a professional boxer, and now even a judge at Britain's Got Talent. Also, he is known as the YouTuber with the biggest forehead. But why did I make so many KSI sculptures? It all began last year when KSI released his song called Thick of It. I'm in the thick of it. Sorry guys. It's a rap song that KSI made in collaboration with the rapper Trippie Redd. So in the song, KSI wrote about his career from making YouTube videos to celebrity boxing matches and then to his music career. Or as he puts it,
from the screen to the ring to the...
It's one of his biggest successes ever. It has over 100 million views on YouTube, but views don't mean that people actually like it. With this song, KSI kind of broke the internet. When the song was released, people thought it was so bad. People were clowning it, making memes. I've seen many hilarious TikTok videos, like literally every second video was a video clowning the song. So basically, KSI turned into a meme. And you know that I like to make memes out of clay. So every time I see one, I have to lock in, even if I have to sacrifice my sleep. But yeah, you guys like the results and I like them too, so it's worth it. Back to KSI, as he had become a meme and everyone was making videos of him, I decided that it was time for my part too. Made my first sculpture of KSI. It was a normal clay hat with the bandana he's always wearing, and then I made the full body too because I think it matched pretty cool with a sculpture I made of Mr. Beast in 2022. And yeah, the video of me making the head of the sculpture went super viral. It got more than 18 million views on all platforms and even was reposted by KSI on TikTok. So yeah, it was a success. And then I saw some comments saying that the forehead is too small and that I should make it bigger. And I said like, why not? The first video was a success and KSI is still in trend, so I made the second one. For this one, I made the forehead bigger and then I put a plane on it. The sculpture was inspired by that moment when KSI took off his headband in a stream with speed and he found it pretty funny. KSI, well, the video of me making this airport KSI sculpture went viral once again and gained over 15 million views, which is again crazy. And you guys wanted more, you did not have enough. You wanted me to make the forehead even bigger, so I really decided to make another one. For this one, I painted the world map on his forehead and called it Globe KSI. I really like how it turned out. I wanted to make this sculpture at the beginning of fall break, but then my parents decided that we were gonna spend the holidays with my grandma, so I put everything I needed in a little suitcase, my lights, my colors, my tools. I was ready, I had anything. I was ready to go. I wanted to make the sculpture there at my grandma's house, and I had everything I needed, but only one thing was missing, the clay. I had every color I needed, but the most important for the KSI sculptures, brown. Why? Because I had already made 2 KSI sculptures which had used up all the clay I needed because each one had such a big forehead. So I rushed to the market that had clay. And I was lucky because they only had 1 pack of brown clay left. I got it and we went to our grandma's house. And that little package of brown clay was probably the best investment I had ever made because the sculpture I made with it was one of the most viral sculptures I had ever made. Over 70 million people across all my platforms saw this video, which is absolutely insane. 70 million people if you think about it. Nah, that's crazy. Even iShowSpeed and KSI saw it, as I already showed you in the beginning, and KSI, he actually kind of liked it.
So what do I say about it? The face looks good. I just feel like the forehead is not in proportion, but it's alright. It is what it is.
As you can see, guys, I just finished with the body of Megamind, and I think it looks pretty good with the metallic acrylic paint. So yeah, I can already start making the head for Megamind. As KSI said, the head was not in proportion. That must have meant it's too small. And you guys told me that too, so I made it again. This time I painted the Mona Lisa on his forehead. Many of you guys had been asking me for this. Again, it went viral, and again, Speed and KSI saw it.
Rose made my forehead bigger.
Actually, I had thought that Globe KSI would be my last KSI sculpture, but I was wrong, because I saw that although the trend of thick of it was over, you guys still really liked the KSI content and it always went viral. Also, I really liked that I was forming like a collection of my KSI sculptures. So I kept going. So after painting the Mona Lisa on his head, I painted the Starry Night by Van Gogh on his head. I really like how this one turned out, probably because blue is my favorite color, but also I think that the painting turned out pretty accurate. And I really like the idea of putting paintings on KSI's forehead. After this one, I put a whole chessboard on KSI's forehead and even played on it. And again, KSI had to see it.
Always drawing chess on my forehead. It's not even that big.
That was a lie, by the way. And again, the video went viral with more than 14 million views. And I don't think that I'm done yet with my sculptures. So many of you guys want me to make a solar system on his forehead. So I'm definitely gonna make this soon. If you have more ideas, guys, of what I could put on his forehead, then just tell me in the comments. But also, I saw some comments saying that I should stop and that it's mean. I mean, it's fan art, and even KSI likes it.
If I see this blood in real life, I might have to knock him out.
Yeah. After putting a bit of gloss varnish on the eyes, we are finally done with the head of Megamind. Now we just have to make a little hole in the back of the head and attach it to the body. And we are finally done with Megamind. Look at that, guys. What do you think? But we are not done yet. The most important part of this video is still missing: mixing KSI and Megamind. And as you can see, it's exactly what I'm doing now. We are using the same color as we used for Megamind's head. And basically, I'm just making KSI as always, but this time I'm using blue clay. I'm making him smiling with an open mouth. Although I know that KSI is definitely not gonna be smiling when he sees this video, I'm using green clay for his eyes, as Megamind also has green eyes. Now placing the ears on both sides, although it's not that important because I'm putting the hair, so black clay on his head anyways, and they're gonna disappear, but yeah. Now the eyebrows and gloss varnish again for the lips and for the eyes. And guys, we are done with the head. What do you think? After removing Megamind's head from the body, that sounds incredibly cruel, we are placing this new head on Megamind's body. And guys, we are finally done. KSI, I'm so sorry. Megamind fusion with KSI made with clay. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments and tell me what I should put on his forehead next. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to not miss any further videos. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.